Hi, my name is Mark Hanna. I'm not very experienced at this, but I am going to do a little product review that I think is an important product. I'm going to do it in the style of a person who really doesn't do a lot of YouTube videos yet. I have trouble keeping my eye directly on the camera. And if you think I'm not looking at you, I apologize. I guess that's something you do better with experience. So, getting right to it, I am going to be traveling the world and I'm going to be doing vlogging. And I'm going to be bringing some hopeful experience in a channel called Plan, Pack, Travel. I'm going to be spending 30 days or more, just a little more if that, in a particular location, then moving to a new location or a new country. And I've got about 22 countries on the list. I'm in the process of selling everything I own. Today is July 30th, 2021. And I have an Apple M1 WorkBook Pro. It's a 13-inch with the M1 chip. And one of the difficulties of this is they only give you on the M1, which is a fabulously fast computer for anything I've ever had, except for monster computers. For what this, as tiny as this thing is powerful. This M1 chip, it runs Windows programs faster than I can run them on most Windows machine unless they're a monster Windows machine. But one of the difficulties is it only gives you 2 in quantity USB-C ports on the left-hand side of this computer. That's it. No HDMI, no ports for reading cards, no internet connections.
Found on the web.
And
tomshardware.com. Some video cards have a special DVI adapter.
Computer, shut up. I'm sorry. My Alexa answers to the word that starts in C and ends in ooter rather than the Alexa word. I changed her activation word. So anytime I say the word that begins in C, has an M in the middle, and ends in ooter, she starts talking. So there's only 2 USB-C ports on the left. And when I got this, I figured out that in order to get multiple displays, which I like, a lot of multiple displays, there was only really one solution out there that they were advertising that actually worked. And this solution here is the pluggable USB-C 4K triple display docking station with charging support for specific USB-C and Thunderbolt 3 Windows and Mac systems. It has a lot of ports on it. Today being July 30th, 2021, this is the second time I purchased this. When I first tried to purchase it, there were none available except Amazon had one that had been returned that they said was in great shape. You actually see, this is the second time I bought it. The first time I bought it was April 24th. And I bought it as a used item. And I'll tell you, I've done this a lot on Amazon, buying their used returned items, and I've always had very good luck. Very good luck. They say it's scratched or has visual imperfections. I've bought things I couldn't find a single scratch or imperfection on it. That's just a euphemism for somebody bought it and returned it. Now we can't sell it as new, so we're going to sell it at a discount. This one I did buy, and I spent half a day messing with it. Couldn't get it to work. Got excellent, excellent, excellent support from their factory, from their website. And we determined with their support personnel that this thing was DOA, dead on arrival. Yes, sir, Bob. So I sent it back to Amazon. They gave me my money back. And I created a link in my Microsoft Edge that it will actually, if you notice where my cursor is up here, I don't know if you can see that or not. It's a little hard, but I'm highlighting up here in the menu bar. I had this little icon that went directly to their page. About once a week, I'd click on and see if they were back in stock, and they weren't back in stock. They were never back in stock. So what I decided to do was keep looking. Well, this week, all of a sudden, they had them in stock. The reason they're not in stock, of course, the major worldwide chip shortage. They can't build them. And this was one of their top of the line models. So what I did was I placed my order on Wednesday, and they said it would be delivered today, Friday. And sure enough, it came from Amazon today. So what we're going to do is a little bit of point of view unboxing. I'm going to read you the specs on this. And one of the things I'm going to do here as a vlogger, I've also got this really nice little camera that you guys are probably, let me see if I can get you to see. This little camera here fits on a hat. And one of the sayings I always say is, experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. But the reason for this hat is, if I put the hat on and I do the unboxing, this camera will look right down on it from my point of view. And all I got to do that is to start this camera here over on the other side. I guess I'll edit some of this out in post. We'll get to that in a minute, but as you can see, I've got a MacBook 12.9-inch M1 chipped MacBook right here. This is the new M1 12.9 MacBook, and man, is it a nice machine. It really is. The screen outside, you can watch a movie in bright sunlight, sitting on a beach, hopefully somewhere. Or you can edit videos on anything you want to do. So anyway, I'm going to press this button here. Let's go to this will start recording, and we'll go to the unbox. Here is the unboxing. I'll bring it over here in front of the screen. You guys can't see it, but you get to see me on the other screen here. We'll sync this up. Maybe it's not synced. All right. It's the pluggable USB-C triple display 4K docking station with USB power delivery. The features are, you can enable up to 3 additional monitors supported by USB-C systems on DisplayLink chipset and VASA alternate mode video. It supports a USB-C power delivery to provide up to 60 watts of charging power to the host system, which is enough for the new M1 Max. Also includes a gigabit Ethernet connector and audio input and output jacks. So, you get 3 displays. Let's look on the other side of the box. What comes in the package? A docking station, a USB-C cable, power adapter, and a quick installation guide. Now, note you do have to install DisplayLink drivers, because in order to get multiple displays, you have one HDMI port that you can get a multiple display with, but you have 2 display ports, full size, that you can get alternate monitors. And what you can do there is, I've got some adapters I bought, which are DisplayPoint to micro USB, and I'm sorry, they're DisplayPoint to HDMI. So I've got 2 adapters that you can plug into DisplayPort ports, and they have HDMI outputs, and then you can plug them into an HDMI screen. So the ports on this bad boy are, you get 1 USB 3.0 Type A and 1 USB 3.0 Type C port on the front. On the rear, you get 3 USB 3.0 Type A, and you get 1 USB 3.0 Type C that is dedicated to go to your host computer laptop, which is going to be my M1. You get an Ethernet port on the back, which is a gigabit port, and you get a 3.5 millimeter headphone out and a 3.5 millimeter audio in. You have a power adapter that comes with this that plugs into the back of the unit right over here at the very bottom. And it's USB power delivery compliant to PD 2.0, whatever that means. Okay, this model, for you who want to buy it, is called a model ULTC 4K. Now that's Uniform Delta, Uniform Lima Tango Charlie 4 Kilo. Let me say that again. It's UD, Uniform Delta, UL, Uniform Lima Tango Charlie 4K, with the host interface having to go to the USB-C port, which they provide you with the USB-C to USB-C cable if you need one. Now, there's one HDMI, which is shown in a white block on the back that you can plug directly into a monitor like I have over here. And hopefully you see it. That is a monitor I'm taking with me. It is a El Cheapo 21.5-inch display that weighs only about just under 4 pounds. It's very light. It'll fit in my luggage, which I'm going to take with me because I'm only going to have a couple suitcases and a guitar, and I'm on the road. And it gives you 2 display ports that require their Display Link software. On the other side, it just gives you the fact that this works on Windows 8.1 through Windows 10, and it works on Mac OS 10.12 or better systems. The rest of it really don't matter. You must, it says, requires up-to-date graphics drivers, and a full duplex Ethernet connections required. So now let's get into the box. As we open the box up, as you can see, it's well packed. It's got its own little small compartment here that I imagine it's got the goodies in. It's got some paperwork, which I'm going to set off to the side. It's got a power cable. Looks like the power cable doesn't have a power wart attached to it, and that's good. We need another power wart like we need a hole in our head. I say it doesn't have power wart attached to it, but there appears to be a power wart right here that just doesn't plug straight in. They give you a cable to the power wart to a small cable that will let you power this bad boy up. And here deep inside the box we get our USB-C, which Apple developed, by the way. People don't realize that. They developed it and made it absolutely open source so everybody could use it, but nobody wanted to use it. So Apple, in their wisdom, said, we really want this to be used. So the USB-C port, Apple decided we're only going to put that on our MacBook. And we're going to use it on our MacBooks, and we're going to start using it on some iPads. And that's all we're going to give them. We're not going to give them HDMI. We're not going to give them Lightning ports. We're not going to give anybody anything. But since it's open source, everybody will be scrambling to make adapters and things for the USB-C standard. And now you get other computers like HP, Lenovo. All these companies are using USB-C for everything. Our camera's got USB-C. Everything's USB-C. So now the rumor is the new Macs are coming out next month are going away from USB-C exclusively and going back to having MagSafe charging and all this other stuff that they used to have. Hopefully they'll give us an HDMI port and a few other things like that that'll help us in our effort to connect up better. So now we take this little bad boy out. Looks like it's got a little foot attached to it to keep it upright in the box. And this is the unit here, pluggable. That's a real good shot the way the back look. And this is a real good shot of the way the front comes out looking. By the way, I'm shooting this. The camera on my head is called an Insta360 Go 2. And the camera that I'm actually shooting the vlog on is a Sony a6100 mirrorless full frame, which you probably can see right there in front of me. And it's got a 16 millimeter Sigma lens with a focal point of 1.4, which is how you get the nice bokeh in the background, a little blurring in the background, and it follows your face and stays in focus. Excellent, excellent camera at a fairly reasonable price. So now that we've done the opening, we're going to knock this video off for a while. I'm going to install it. I'll come back and give you a little update on what we encountered when we installed it all. See you in a bit. All right, let's start a little bit of follow-up on this. I'm using my Apple iPhone Pro Max 11. There is the pluggable unit actually plugged in. And the setup I'm currently using, and it's okay, that's the OBS running on the MacBook Pro, and that's the output from the A6100. It's going to the El Cheapo 21-inch monitor, which is actually plugged into the HDMI port. Now, next to that, just for testing, I put a 27-inch Acer monitor up. You can see that it's working as well. The monitor to the M1, it's working. And via USB connection, I have hardwired in the Apple 12.9-inch iPad M1 as another monitor. And as you can see, I can take my mouse over, I can move this, I can go over to this screen, I can make changes. I can go over to this screen here and grab something and move it around. And then I can go over to this screen here, which I don't have anything on, so I better drag something over. And I can drag something over to this screen here. So effectively, I've got this screen running on DisplayPort to HDMI cable adapter going to HDMI. I've got that one going directly to the dockable into the HDMI port. That's the native one, and that's running Sidecar. So on the road, you've got a lot of options. You could actually take a cable, and instead of taking this with me, which I'm not going to do, I can take an HDMI cable and run it to a large TV that might be on the wall in whatever location I'm staying. So this has turned out to be a fairly good opportunity. I did have a 15.6-inch 4K portable monitor that only weighed 2.5 pounds that I bought that worked fine, except every time you fired up full Final Cut Pro, it would blow up. And I thought maybe this dockable would fix that. Not really. It's still got issues, so that one's going on Craigslist. So basically, I'll cut this movie together, post it up on YouTube. Maybe nobody sees it. That's possible. If you do see it, smash it. Give that a little tickle on the like button because it's a brand new channel. I'm just starting out. I mainly did this to help people out find a good monitor solution for the M1, which is extremely limited. This works for the M1 Mini as well. So that's the main reason I did this, but I'm also trying to level up my skills on cameras, recordings, editing. There's a lot of tools I'm using to do this a little better, but I can't let quality stand in the way of quantity, so I need to start putting some stuff out and having some fun. I'll get better as I go along. So tickle that like button, subscribe if you want. I'll have some interesting things from interesting places and a lot of travel planning tips coming as well. We'll try to keep it fun here and try to keep it a little educational. Remember, this is the pluggable USB-C 4K docked by the company pluggable. I'll try to leave a link to it on Amazon in the description below. Thanks a lot. This is Saturday, July 31st, last day of the month before the good old August hits. 2021. Remember, you only get so many times around the sun. It's time to go and have a little fun. See ya on the next one.